Whatever the laborers are doing, we are supposed to tell them that we are always there to take care of you. Now, incentives are of two types. One is monetary and one more is non-monetary. In order to get that productivity, you are giving them something which is monetary or non-monetary benefits. People who are in the labor class, they always want monetary to happen, not non-monetary. See example. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students for this first session of the chapter 2, which is called Incentive Plans. Now here in incentive plans, what exactly we are supposed to learn is we need to learn the meaning of incentive plan and what exactly the plan will lead to in the HR management. Now, when we understand the word incentives, we also need to go with what's the meaning of incentives. Many people already have used this word incentives, but what exactly is the real meaning of it? The meaning of incentive means something which can give encouragement or motivation for the employees so that they can perform something better. So that is what the incentive is. Now, incentives are of two types. One is monetary and one more is non-monetary. Usually in 21st century, the company will go with more of monetary incentives. But let me tell you, the HR manager is a person who goes with a tricky things, that is more than monetary. He wants to give non-monetary incentives to the employees so that he can reduce the cost for the company. So this is what your people need to go with. You need to plan the incentives. That is what the chapter is, incentive plan. So here when we go with introduction, what happens is we need to know there are two things. One is a scheme, another is what we actually go with. So an incentive scheme is a plan. It's what? It's a plan to motivate individuals or group. Now whenever we perform, what happens is more than me, it should always be we. Only then you people can grow in your organization, or else if you feel that it is only that I am doing it, I am the one who goes with, if you go with that mindset, you people can't survive in a company. So it's a replacement of we and it's not me. So an incentive scheme basically involves monetary reward, but let me tell you, even you have something called the non-monetary reward. There are n number of examples of incentive plans. The first type, if you go with it, we have something called the reward system, that is reward incentives. The second one, if you go with appreciation incentive. So somebody has done something, so we need to appreciate it. Now, why is that we need to appreciate a person? Why is that we need to reward a person? Why is that we need to motivate an employee? And why it is very important for us to always be united and run the organization. If you understand all these aspects, you will get to know that it is the motivation, it is that small encouragement which will actually make a person feel that the organization is recognizing us and he gives his 100% in the productivity as well as in the profitability of the organization. That's the reason we are supposed to go with incentives. Let's go with the definition. Now here we have, according to Dale Yoder. Now Dale Yoder is the person who was also the pioneer of the modern management, where he says that incentive wage relates earning the productivity. Earning what? Earning to productivity, and may use premiums, bonus or variety of rate of to compensate. So that means what? Whatever the laborers are doing, we are supposed to tell them that we are always there to take care of you. We are always there if you people are for us. So that is what incentives is all for Dale Yoder. Now when we understand Dale Yoder concept here, please do remember that Dale Yoder is also known as the pioneer of modern human resource management. Now he says that the incentives wage, it relates to the earning of productivity. That means what? The more the productivity it is, that is, you are increasing the employee and the laborers to go with it, and in order to get that productivity, you are giving them something which is monetary or non-monetary benefits. Like you have something called the premiums, bonus or variety of rates to compensate. Now Wherever we cannot give bonus, wherever we can't give the rewards, that is the time where we are supposed to give compensation for what they have done for us. Now, when we understand the word here, bonus, according to the Indian law, we have something called the Bonus Act, where any person who gets less than 20,000 rupees per month, he is eligible to get bonus, and bonus is always given for 1 year. There are so many companies which have not given bonus to the laborers. That is the reason the trade union people will intervene, and they are the one who will actually check whether the bonus is given or not. Now here when we go that compensate for superior performance, that means the best performance by the employee or the laborer, we need to pay incentives. Next one, what is a sound incentive plan? Now how an incentive plan should be? The first one here is, there are two schemes. It should go with monetary or non-monetary scheme. But let me tell you, people who are in the labor class, they always want monetary to happen, not non-monetary. See example, you're working for me and I'm just appreciating you, but I'm not rewarding you with monetary benefits. Now, how long you will actually take my non-monetary schemes? Definitely no. So 80% people, they want monetary, 80%. But this non-monetary, what exactly happens here is, these are the people who don't work for money, they work for respect, they work for recognition, they work for self-esteem. So these are the non-monetary schemes. The next one is guaranteed minimum wage. Now you are supposed to go with a guaranteed minimum wage and then give them incentives. It is not like you are giving the money from their salary or from their wages. Next is properly communicated. Now you should always have that transparency. Now you should always have what? Transparency. The last one here is, you need to go with the task should be completed within the standard time. See, you have told them that you're gonna give incentives, but you have not given them when they really need it. That is what the waste it is. So you should give them a time, and that stipulated time itself you are supposed to pay them. That is what it is called. You need to always maintain a standard time. So there are four things which will actually give a sound incentive plan. The first one here is, you need to go with two. One is monetary or non-monetary scheme. The second one is, you should guarantee the minimum wage and then the extra amount. That is what the incentive will be. Properly communicated. Now usually what happens, we have here we have the employer and the employee. Now, whenever we are supposed to communicate anything, what happens here is, the employee will not communicate with the employer directly. So what happens here? We have the human resource manager. Now the employee will communicate to the human resource manager, and the human resource manager will communicate to the employer. The same way here what happens is, when the employer tells that these are the things which we have done for the employee, now again it is like the HR manager will act like a bridge. Now the human resource manager will get the permission from the employer, and later what happens is, the human resource manager will tell those things to the employees or the laborers. Now what happens? The employee and the employer will come into a consideration, saying that if you perform better, definitely I'll reward you. And what the employee will feel is, now he'll give his 100% and he'll get the work done, and he will actually go with more productivity in that particular month. Now it is the employer who should actually keep his promises. So that's why it should be what? Transparent and communicated, that what you do for me, I'll definitely do it for you in return. The last one here is, now the employer has given a time, saying that after 2 months you will be given the incentives. 2 months. Now this is what the standard time is. Now it is the obligation of the human resource manager, that is here, it's an obligation for the human resource manager to see to it that the employer has paid the incentives in within 2 months to the employee. So this is very much important. Supposingly, if the employer failed to give the incentives within 2 months, now what happens is there is actually a turbulence in the employment. Now here what happens? People will not be happy about the way the employer is actually behaving. So that will lead to a more of lockdown or more of strikes. Those kind of a thing will actually come into this picture here. So that's why incentive plan should be what? It should always be properly communicated, as well as it should be completed within the standard time. So these are the very important things. Next one we have is the characteristics. Now what are the characteristics of incentives plans? Now when we go with the characteristics, you are supposed to know that here we have the cubic nature, employer, employee, laborer, and we have here human resource manager. Now it is the human resource manager who is actually a person who is keeping everybody intact. Now the employee feels something. Now he will go and approach to the human resource manager. The same way here, the laborer are there. Now usually what happens is laborer will go and contact to the union, but here in the absence of union, it is the human resource manager only who will take care of the laborers as well. So here they'll also do. Now in return what happens is the employer asks the human resource manager and the other people that what he wants, and then that is how the HR and the employer, both of them, they'll plan for the incentive plan. So what exactly they plan? The first one here, the characteristics is the incentive have direct linking to performance. So the first criteria is what? The employer will only talk about or only look about the performance. Now what the performance of the laborers are and what are the performance of the each and every individual employee or the group of employees. Second one is incentives induce the employee to move from existing level of performance to optimum achievable performance. Now here it is the HR manager. Now according to our HRM1 and HRM2, when I went with the job enrichment, job design, all those things, that is where the HR manager will actually focus more on the employees. Now what happens is the employees who are in the different levels, now they are supposed to get the work done properly, isn't it? It's not that the work should be done. It is how beautifully the work can be done. It's like optimum utilization of resources plus optimum quality should be given while working on any of the projects. Now here what happens is, if you go with, say we have A, here we have a person called C. Now both of them, they are getting salary, isn't it? Now both of them are getting salary. Here also salary is there. Now where this incentives will actually come? Now A and C are working regularly, so they'll definitely get salary. But supposingly, if C has taken some other responsibility and he is really doing good, that means whatever the salary he is getting, he is working more than what he is getting. Now what happens is this person C should be recognized, should be rewarded. That recognition, that reward which is more than the salary, that is what is called incentives. So how it is? It is through optimum achievable performance. That is what the second characteristics of incentives are. The third one is it helps to improve level of technology and thus increases productivity. Now employee C in our example, what has happened is now it is his time to actually see to it that whether his level of technology is increasing or not. That means, is he getting more education about it, or is he that he is proving to the top management or the middle management that he is able or he is capable of coming or moving to one more position or getting a promotion. So he is a person who is actually in a pace where he feels that he can get the work done in a better way than anybody else. Next one we have is incentives are measurable in monetary terms. Now, after 3 to 4 months, still he is in the same position. After 3 to 4 months, he is still in the same position. He is betrayed by not getting the incentives. Now, what happens is slowly he'll also slow down. That means he'll not work more than what he used to work before. Now, he'll only work for the salary what he was getting. Now, whose fault is it? It is the employer fault or the HRM fault? That is the human resource manager fault that he didn't recognize him. Now what happens is, if he is not given the monetary benefits, he will definitely not work optimally. That's the reason the incentives should always be measured in what? Monetary terms. So the more he is getting, now what happens? It is here we have a person called D. Even D will also feel that if I also work more, I can also be getting the incentives, and he'll also put his optimal achievable performance mode on. So these are the things which happen to the characteristics. So the next one we have is the timing, accuracy and frequency of incentives, or the very basis of successful incentive plans. Now here understand, the HR manager has recognized employee C and employee D are really doing good. They are optimally achieving their performance, but still employee C and employee D are not getting the incentives what they desire to or what they deserve of. Now what happens is, slowly the pace of optimal performance will actually come down. Now they are dejected. Now they feel that the company or the HR is not recognizing us. Now it is their illusion, or it is what the HR manager wants them to believe. Now what happens is, slowly their performance will actually decline. The reason here is what? It is not timely or accurately or frequently it is not met. So that's the next character which says that on time you should actually reward your employees who are doing really good. You need to recognize them, you need to keep them happy, because they are the one who are increasing the productivity. Next one is, incentive plan encourages attendance and reduces absentees. Now here what exactly this is? If the company is recognizing you, the company wants you, and company is giving you all the positive vibes, now what happens is, you always feel that you are a part of the system. So you want to be in the company, you want to always work for the company, you never want to go away from the company. Now that is what the HR manager should always look into. That is, absenteeism should be less and people should actually work more for the organization. That is, that oneness should be there, that belonging should be there. So how it will happen is through all this monetary and non-monetary incentives. But let me tell you here, 80% of people, they want that monetary benefits more than non-monetary benefits. Say example, the first thing what I usually do is, the more I work, I want my management to recognize me. Now they have recognized me, they have given me the monetary, non-monetary, all the things. But one point of a time, it is the money which actually makes you more happy, right? But there are n number of people who are watching me, they'll feel that money, we cannot buy everything, right? But let me tell you, you please give me money, definitely I'll buy everything for myself. And the third one is, incentives vary from person to person, depends on their performance. Very true. Now everybody are not the same. We have the heterogeneous crowd in the organization, but it depends on what? The levels of management. Incentives depends on what? The levels of management, the work what each and every person have taken, the responsibility what they have, the authority what it is defined, everything will be calculated through the levels of management. That is how it differs from one person to another person. But let me tell you, equality should be seen. And the last one we have is, minimum wages are guaranteed to all the workers. In the sense, whenever we go with incentive plans, we should always consider that the minimum wage act should be considered, and according to that we are supposed to go with the incentive plan. So these are the characteristics of incentive plans. For any of the confusions if you have, please do call us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.